Namaste. On behalf of Flow Hyderabad Chairperson Pratibha Kunda and her committee, I, Rashi Agarwal, Executive Secretary of Flow Hyderabad, extend a warm welcome to our speaker and teacher for the day, CA SHUBHRAA Maheshwari, our fellow Flow members, and all our past chairs. It's wonderful to see such an energetic gathering of Flow Hyderabad members, all eager to learn and grow. Benjamin Franklin once said, "An investment in knowledge pays the best interest." And isn't that so true for each one of us? No one can steal the knowledge we have. Today, we are investing in the kind of knowledge that turns numbers into clarity, so we can make stronger, faster decisions. So let's open our minds, take notes, and enjoy what promises to be a high-impact and inspiring session. I now welcome the chairperson to deliver her welcome address.
Hello and a very, very good afternoon to everyone. So welcome to this last workshop of the year, and I welcome SHUBHRAA Maheshwari, our own past chair, to be here with us on this day to teach us on balance sheets and decode them. As entrepreneurs, we spend so much time building teams, products, brands, relationships, but very often we don't pause to deeply understand what numbers of our businesses are quietly telling us. Every balance sheet is the story of our decisions, our risks, our discipline, and our direction. True confidence in business doesn't come from turnover alone. It comes from clarity. Because, as a famous saying goes, in God we trust, all others must bring data. And in business, the data is simple. Revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, and cash is reality. And today's workshop is about gaining that clarity, understanding the financial foundation that supports our ambition. We are privileged to have a seasoned financial expert amongst us who combines deep experience, sharp precision, and practical wisdom. Our esteemed past chairperson, CA SHUBHRAA Maheshwari, to guide us through this learning. And before we conclude today, a quick reminder. Our Women's Day exclusive annual event is on March 14th, open for spouses. It'll be the grand culmination of our year's work and celebration of our teams. I urge each one of you to be there with your spouses and celebrate with all of us. And on March 21st, block your calendars for our change of guard as we step into a new chapter and new beginnings, with Ms. Sita Reddy taking over as the 25th chairperson of Flow Hyderabad and YFlow, Ms. Khushbu Daga, taking up as a YFlow chairperson. Let this not be the end of a workshop, but the beginning of looking at every business decision with clarity, confidence, and financial wisdom. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Pratibha. A small introduction, though all of us may know her, a small introduction about our speaker today. A distinguished chartered accountant, seasoned professional, and an inspiring leader in the world of finance and governance. She's the director of Bluestone Group and served as the 21st chairperson of Flow Hyderabad for the year 2022-23, where she led the first this year, she led the first ever job drive in the history of Flow. She's a national governing body member and a national initiative head. She creates a powerful bridge between industry and women seeking careers. She continues to contribute at the highest level, combining financial expertise with a deep commitment to women's economic empowerment. Today, she is here with us to simplify one of the most powerful tools in business decision-making, the balance sheet, and to show us how every women entrepreneur can read it with confidence. Please join me in warmly welcoming CA SHUBHRAA Maheshwari. Can I request the chairperson to please felicitate the speaker?
Thank you.
on this.
Without much further delay, over to you, Ms. Shubhra. I'll be busy making notes myself.
So, first of all, good afternoon, everybody. And I think my PPT has gotten leaked because a lot of content which was spoken by Pratibha and Rashi is written on the slides which is about to come. So I don't think I'm very happy about this. Having said that, that also shows that that me, Pratibha, and Rashi are quite in sync with each other, and we know what we are coming across as. So thank you so much for having me over. And a big round of applause for all of you. Otherwise, coming out on a weekday afternoon for a lady leaving a spa or a massage or a sleep or a shopping afternoon and learning finance is really uncalled for. So when Pratibha called me and she said that, Shubhra, am I audible? Yes. So when Pratibha called me and she said that, Shubhra, let's do this, I told her, I said, Pratibha, pehle finance, a dry subject. Then you're calling an in-house guest. Another red flag. Aayega kaun? Who wants to listen to me? They will come to my office and ask their doubts. But really, I would like to put on record what a fabulous chairperson we have, the kind of topic she has picked up, and her intention to give back learning and things of vital importance, whether for grassroots or for members. It is phenomenal. This event has happened because of her. I gave her 100 reasons why I shouldn't be doing this, and she gave me 110 back why I should be doing this. So that's how we all are here. The ones who are not here, it's very sad, but then okay. Learning is not easy, and learning is not everybody's cup of tea also. So as we stand on this topic, I am not here to make it a dry and a bore afternoon. I'm not a dry person as such. I'm in the wrong profession. I don't think debit and credit was ever made for me, but yes, well, I am. And I'm grateful for that. Having said that, let's keep it interactive. I'll ask questions, you guys have to answer. You ask questions, I will try to answer. That's nice. Yeah. I called my daughter also on that pretext. Krisha, what if somebody asks me something and I don't know the answer? So you better come so at least you can answer. So that's how we go. It's a very, very simple topic. I am not here to teach you how to make a balance sheet because that's not your job. Your job is to build a business. Your job is to do what you do well with. Your job, even if you're a homemaker, is to invest and take care of your money. That is your job. For making a balance sheet, you have chartered accountants like us who will do it with luxury ease. But to know what is being made for you it's prudent, it's so important, it's pertinent that everybody should know it. My son, who is 17-year-old, who's about to begin her board exams tomorrow, I've told him, you finish your board exams and you have to take a course on accounts of 1 month, come what may. So, he's from science background. I know he will never study finance, but I have made it compulsory that finish your exams and you take a 1-month session on accounts. Because whatever you do in life, you run a beauty salon, you run a boutique, you do nothing. I say you are a homemaker. Even then you need finance in your life to understand what to do. Husband comes home and gives you a suitcase full of cash, and what do? You don't put it in your bed box, right? You need to know what to do. Yeah, you get that suitcase full of cash? Right. So in case you need advice, you can contact me, my number is here. We can handle the money together. But having said that, money comes from all sides, and one is we earn money, and second is the earned money should earn for itself. So that is what we should all know. We won't touch much on investments today because when I was a chairperson in 2022, I started that initiative of financial literacy for flow at large at national. It's been going on since 4 years now, and I think it can go on for another 40 years because knowledge never ends. It has to go on. Everybody needs to learn. So thank you so much. Thanks yourself that you have decided to learn this today. I'll keep it extremely simple, extremely on a novice basis so that you understand what it is, and then of course we are here to answer. So this is, when we go back to the first slide, this is typically how a normal day in my life looks. There is a laptop, there is a diary, there is a calculator. Too dry. We try to keep a plan to make it look interesting, but no, it doesn't get any interesting. It is dry. Can I get the slide changer? So what are we learning today and why is this important? Pratibha spoke it. So ChatGPT helps everybody because revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, and cash is reality. It is extremely a hard-hitting sentence. If you've never read this before, make a note of it. It is true. You can have huge turnover, but if you do not have profit, your business is not taking you anywhere. If you have huge profit and you do not have a cash reserve, you're almost about to die a slow death in business. So 80% of businesses, they fail due to cash flow issues because sales is never profit and profit is never always cash. So, you know, if revenue and sales is something that could make history, then every Instagram seller today would be history. I somehow feel obsolete. I'm not too active on Instagram, but you see Instagram sellers and they do such a good job, you feel, wow, what turnovers they must be having. But that's not true. That's not true. When I was coming for this presentation, I dug out some data and I'll tell you, you will be surprised to know. Everybody has seen Shark Tank here, Indian Shark Tank, 4 seasons over, I think 5th or 6th is going on. So the data is 770 businesses have pitched at the Shark Tank. How many of them got offers on Shark Tank? 360 plus minus 10-20% because this is from the internet. 360 out of 770 have gotten offers from the sharks. How many? That was offer. After the Shark Tank episode gets over, there's a due diligence which is done on that founder. And after that, how many actually got funding? 180 out of 770. And what has happened to the rest of the startups? Out of the 770, 480 startups have shut. It is not easy to sustain business. Startup is a fad in our country today. My 17-year-old didn't want to study and he wanted to do a startup 2 years back when he was in 10th standard. He said, "Mummy, काम करते हैं ना, पैसा कमाते हैं, क्या करना है पढ़ाई करके?" Like, करेंगे, money can wait, you first study. But that is a fad. That is a fad. A financial statement is not a scary document, but it is a story which every founder, every entrepreneur must know how to read. How many are entrepreneurs here today? Okay. And how many are homemakers? Okay, less number of people. Professionals? Many. Homemakers should benefit the most. So, for example, Rashmi runs a boutique. Yeah? And she has done 50 lakhs in sales this month. Unfortunately, what happens is, people like SHUBHRAA Maheshwari who go to her, I haven't paid her. My bill stands outstanding for about 6 months. Then I have to remind her, Rashmi, paise le lo. Then she takes the money. So, out of the 50 lakhs that she has made this month, 30 lakhs is spending with me. 20 lakhs is spending with another supplier of raw material of hers. And her business, her office loan EMI is also due next week. What do you think is happening with her business? Anybody wants to say? Do you? Yeah, she is going through a severe cash flow crisis which she will never realize because she is thinking she is doing very well. She just designed this blazer for me, so she has done a fab job. But no, businesses don't survive on revenue and profits alone. You know, today we are discussing all this because by the end of this session, normally I've heard, I have been a flowchart, I've interacted with 1200 members in our chapter. And I've interacted with huge numbers across the chapters in the country. And people come and say that, listen, मैं तो finance नहीं जानती, my maths is not good. Finance is not about maths. Get it correct. Finance has never been about maths. Finance is about clarity, a term which both Pratibha used and both Rashi used, and I felt my PPT has gotten leaked. Never mind. Finance is about clarity, conceptual clarity. You need to be clear on what is finance. It has nothing to do with maths. For maths, you have a calculator, yeah. You'll do the maths on the calculator. It has nothing to do with maths. It's about conceptual clarity, and only when you are clear on concepts of finance will you have confidence. And if you have confidence, only then your business can succeed. Otherwise, you cannot have a sustainable business. Then you will be dependent on seers like me. Whatever I will say, you will have it put and then, you know. So balance sheet never lies. That is a fact. A balance sheet has never lied. But a balance sheet always hides. I hope this Video doesn't reach my Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, but our job is to hide. You know, the moment Gunjan comes and tells me, यार 50 crore मेरे को इसमें से हटाना है, वो हटाने का काम हमारा है, हम हटाएंगे, but कैसे हटाएंगे? So balance, इसके पास है वो पैसा, she has that money in her balance sheet. I have to remove it and I have to transfer it to her house. How do we do that? That's the trick of a chartered accountant, which you don't need to learn. But at least as a business entrepreneur, you need to know that, okay, this is my surplus which need not stay in business because I'm doing well for myself. That is where knowledge comes in. Another thing that's very, very important in a balance sheet is that if you know what balance sheet stands for, you will know where you want to make changes in your business. If you don't know, you will never know. You know, Gunjan will keep on manufacturing, selling, Pratibha will keep on, she's having continuous sales in all her convention centers. Is there a business league-led business marketplace head here? I'm giving free promotions without charging anybody. So Pratibha's convention centers run so well. Mansi Malik sells cars every day. But she doesn't know whether it's the right thing or not. She is selling all right, but where are her expenses going? Balance sheet has business has four main components. This is the easiest part that you can learn in any financial workshop. Pratibha, previous chairs, including me, future chairs coming ahead, including Gunjan and XYZ, everybody who's going to come ahead, Sita, everybody will give you finance workshop. There will be a lot of speakers coming in, but nobody will give you in this compact manner. And nobody will give you so much gyan that I'm going to give you today because I'm the free ka speaker. I'm ghar ka speaker, so I'm going to give you all. Take it all. Yeah. हाँ, मैंने बोला कि बाकी speakers को pick and drop मिलता है, मेरे को किसी ने नहीं पूछा. Thanks to the vice chair who came to pick me. I'm just trying to keep the atmosphere live before you guys start yawning. So now I was giving you the main concept of finance. Business finance is it has only four components. There is an income, there is an expenditure, there is an asset, and there is a liability. There is no fifth head. Everything comes under this. Whatever you may do in your business, whichever scale your business may be, it could be 1,000 crore, 100 crore, 1 crore, 2 crores. Any transaction that you do will fall under these four sections only. My daughter is doing this. ये जो wannabe chartered accountants होते हैं वो ऐसे हो जाते हैं. Coming to it. Everything, so equity is also a part of liability, right? It's a liability that the owner is owing to the business. So, hota hai, children question the parents. Wrong decision to have her here. Never mind. So, anything that you do will fall under income, expenditure, asset or liability. An accountant in your company will always talk of any transaction as a debit or a credit. So, these four heads that I have told you also will have a debit or a credit to it. Debit is what gets debited from the books and credit is what comes in. Money that comes in is the income coming in. Expenditures that you incur are debits, right? That is how we balance it all. Why is a balance sheet called a balance sheet? We do not have work-life balance. We work like idiots, then we complain we don't have work-life balance. But a balance sheet always balances. You will never have a balance sheet where the balance sheet assets and liabilities are not totaling. It will always total. Assets will always be equal to liabilities, and that is the accounting balance always. Similarly, in life, whatever business you do, Pratibha told me, let's keep this topic, that topic. I said, no, Pratibha, we'll also link life to it. Life also needs a balance. When your ambition gets fulfilled, have gratitude. Gratitude is the first thing we forget when our ambitions are fulfilled. मैंने किया, मैं होता ही नहीं है इस संसार में. जो आपकी success है, उसके पीछे there are huge number of people that have worked behind you. That is gratitude. And success never comes without that dedication. So equations have to be balanced. There is no other solution. They have to be balanced. And why? See, ultimately, the aim of everybody's life is to earn. Now, there will be people who will contradict here. They will say, no, you are wrong. Absolutely agreed. I may be wrong. I have also read that part, money can't buy you happiness. And I find it the worst saying ever. Money can buy every happiness in the world. I would prefer crying in a Ferrari than in a Maruti 800. And so would everybody. You are sick, you are fighting a terminal disease. Money is a very big cushion. Why do all the celebs, the moment they get cancer, they fly straight to New York, stay there for two years happily and come back? Money has power, and at the end of the day, we are all working for money. We all want to make money. So then we must value that money. We must ensure that we know enough about money. Money is one subject that is so underrated in schools and colleges. Schools and colleges only teach us how to earn money. They have never told us how to value money, how to manage money, how to handle it yourself. Because how inconvenient it is to keep asking your CA अभी क्या करें, उसका मूड होएगा तो वो बताएगा मेरे पास 4 अभी प्रतिभा की वर्कशॉप के काम चल रहे हैं, मतलब मैं तो ऑफिस भी नहीं गई हूँ कल, it's that bad यार, क्या करेंगे? So if you would have called me yesterday, I would not have handled your problem. Yeah, I would have said करती हूँ, देखती हूँ. Don't be dependent. Learn things yourself. You don't have to do what a CA does, but your knowledge will always be helpful to you. Stopped working? No. Okay, there you are. So balance sheet is like the financial selfie of a company. Why I said selfie? Because you see, when Ajay takes the picture, it's a front view. It's not so beautiful at all times. But the moment Neeru Mohan takes a selfie, everything becomes so perfect. There is a filter also which covers all your flaws. So balance sheet is that selfie only. Facts are there, but the facts will be camouflaged by a good CA if you have a good CA for your company. We will camouflage everything that you want us to camouflage. I'm on record, I would never say that we should think of tax evasion. I know 90% of the businesses, they work on cash. अभी कुछ भी किया, cash ले लो, tax कौन pay करेगा? It's not about that. Always remember, when you're starting a business or you're doing a business, what is the end goal? One is that you're just doing it for your pocket money. You do whatever. You can work from home. You can do whatever. But if you have scaling up as your vision plan, you want to scale up in life, then you must think you want to save taxes. There are two different things. There's something called evasion of taxes and there's something called saving taxes. They're two different concepts and only a good CA can understand that. You don't want to pay taxes? I'm there. We'll help you. We'll help you save that tax. Evasion is not something that we should do to our country. There are ways, we can always work things out. I can manage your taxes. Do not think of just doing things in kacha and just cash coming in home in that somebody was getting in suitcases there. Don't do that. It's not worth it. It's the UPI mode today. We are all in a very, very realistic world now. So balance sheet is that selfie which has a filter on it, and that filter should be decided by you, what filter you want on your balance sheet. A balance sheet always tells you what the business owns, what the business owes to others, and what is your share in that business. That is your equity, the money that you have put into starting that business. And it always has this formula. Assets are always equal to liabilities, but plus owner's equity. Does anybody want to question? There are CAs sitting here. Am I right? Yes. Thank you. So this is the only equation that should always balance. This is a sample balance sheet. It's a very, very simple balance sheet. There is a capital. This is the capital with which, who started? Mansi started, okay. So Mansi's own capital, 5 lakh rupees. Then last year she made a profit of 1 lakh, that gets added to the share capital. She's decided to retain that money back into the business so that the business grows. Then she's taken a bank loan of 3.5 lakh rupees. Now this is some income. I've booked a car with her, so I've sent her an advance of 2 lakhs. This will appear as a liability because she hasn't delivered the car to me. My money is with her. I can cancel at some point of time, or she can also come back and say that model is discontinued. She will have to return that money to me. That's why it is in liabilities. Sundry creditors, the people from whom she is buying various raw materials, spares, etc. She has picked up some material, it's here. Then the outstanding expenses, rent, electricity, taxes, etc. And then of course the assets. Land, building, plant and machinery, furniture, fixtures, investments, closing stock, debtors, cash at bank, cash in hand. Does anybody want me to explain any of this in more detail, or is this clear? Sundry creditors is the people to whom you have to pay money in short duration, within 1 year. आपने किसी से माल खरीदा है, आपने किसी से कुछ भी खरीदा है, आपको कहीं पे भी कुछ भी pay करना है, that's your sundry creditor. But in a short duration, it's not long term. These 4 account for your fixed assets, the rest are current assets. Now this are 2 sample balance sheets. We will come back to this after we have done the entire balance sheet. This is a really a very, very simple and a nice, sweet little candy floss balance sheet. These are two balance sheets for discussion. We'll come back to them. Now, these are the components of a balance sheet. Current assets, these are short term. They all current assets convert into cash within 1 year. It will have a lot of your debtors, your cash, your bank balance, etc. So, okay, current assets ka description is here. There is cash and bank balance. Cash and bank is the oxygen supply of a company. If you are not taking care of it, I see where business owners, they struggle to pay salaries on the 7th of the month. Acha, abhi to funds nahi hai. Profit hai, funds nahi hai. Your business is struggling. Accounts receivable are debtors, money that the customers owe you. I owe Rashmi 30 lakhs on camera. So it's that money. You have sold the goods, but you haven't received the payment. India is working on heavy credit cycles today, heavy credit cycles. There is no business which is working on cash model. Everywhere there is credit. So profit can exist without cash. If customers don't pay, there's no choice. Stock. Stock could be if you're just buying material, if you're trading, like Maya Patel buys plywood, sells plywood, that's her stock. If she's working on it, that becomes work in progress. If she's improvising that material, and of course the finished goods. Inventory is always like clothes. We women always have new clothes in our wardrobe with tags on, but the moment we have to go for a flow event, we will think, आज तो यार कपड़े ही नहीं है, क्या पहन के जाएं? अलमारी भरी हुई है, हमने decluttering के events हर साल attend कर लिए flow में, हम सब जानते हैं declutter करके रहना चाहिए, कम कपड़े होने चाहिए, but जाना होता है तब कपड़े नहीं होते हैं. So inventory is that part of business. You have stock, but you do not know which stock is lying dead in your warehouse or your factory, and that is becoming, from asset side, is becoming a liability. Always remember, too much inventory is money stuck in business. It's affecting your cash flow, and very soon that inventory will become dead stock. Short-term investments, fixed deposits and all, young businesses don't have the luxury of having FDs, but yeah, if you have, lucky girls. Non-current assets, these are long-term, used for many years, property, plant, equipment, land, building, machine, furniture, computers, etc., etc., etc. Always invest in a fixed asset when you know what are you going to earn out of it. If that product is not giving you earnings, do not. This is especially for young entrepreneurs. If you're starting a business, if you're in the first 5 years of your business, don't buy a fixed asset if it doesn't give you a revenue. Because you will buy a fixed asset, because Shubhra ka to office mein yaar wo table badi sundar thi, I also want that beautiful table. Don't do that to your business. Buy if that asset can generate some revenue for you. Are you having retail customers? Okay, go ahead, invest that money into that table. That might help the retail customer feel good about your business. Otherwise, do not. Be sensitive. And then there is a concept of depreciation. All fixed assets have depreciation. Why? Because today Pratibha has bought a piece of land to build a convention center. That piece of land or that piece of machinery which, let's say, a Gunjan has purchased to produce something in a factory, they will not be able to sell it at the same price. Land appreciates, but machinery will not appreciate. It will depreciate. So depreciation, as per Income Tax Act and as per Companies Act, they are fixed slabs, rates of depreciation. You need not know them. You can't put CAs out of business. You need not know what is the rate of depreciation. That is CA or accountant's job, let them do it. But you need to know this, that which product is getting depreciated how much. Now a computer is something that has the highest slab of depreciation. Land will stay for 50 years, plant will stay for 20 years at least. Computer will not stay for more than 3 years, and hence the depreciation is highest. Now depreciation is a cost to the company. It comes as an expense, but it does not reduce the cash. It's notional, it's a book entry. That's the only purpose why I've explained you depreciation.
So for land, there is no depreciation, we can charge anything. We don't even charge appreciation.
Building we do because that's constructed. Yeah. If you've constructed on it, then it becomes one. Yeah. So now comes another part of the balance sheet, which is intangible asset. Brand name. Now Pradhan Conventions rocks. Trademark, patents, goodwill. Now which are the grey areas for we as CAs? The moment we see a balance sheet, if I see goodwill here, if I see a brand name, I know that she has a smart CA who's fooled around well. Because How do you have goodwill? I can't be standing here and telling you that, listen, I am the best CEO of Hyderabad, you better come to me. It doesn't work that way. You should go out and behind me tell somebody, oh, you know, Shubhra is a very good CA. That is goodwill. Me standing here and saying is not goodwill. Similarly, if your books of accounts have goodwill written on it, मतलब तुम खुद बोल रहे हो your business has goodwill. How is it possible, guys? It's not possible. That means your CA has done some jhol somewhere. कुछ balancing figure को घुसाने के लिए उसने goodwill डाल दिया. Goodwill comes when you buy somebody's business. If I have acquired some business, if I acquired somebody's business, some component of business, and I have paid them extra beyond their valuation money, that means I have acquired their goodwill. That's when goodwill comes and stands in the books on reality and actual basis. Otherwise, where is the goodwill coming from? You yourself have announced yourself, I am the best. No, it doesn't happen. So this is a gray area where we manipulate. And of course, brand names sell, they matter. That's why a Starbucks coffee is more expensive than a cafe coffee day. And then it gets more expensive at Taj Krishna and further more expensive at Falaknuma. Yeah? It's a brand value after all. When we sell a business, goodwill, brand value, that's when the valuation is done of that component. Till then, in your balance sheet, it shouldn't appear. No. Trademark and patent is a tangible thing. You've gotten your trademark done, you've gotten a patent done. But trademark, you've paid for it. Honestly, I feel, what value is it giving you? You've registered yourself. It shouldn't appear, but a lot of people put it there. It's a big cost. Patent is genuine. Patent is genuine. You will transfer it from when you sell your business, you will transfer your patent also. When you transfer it to your child, you will transfer the patent. Patent is a proper asset. Goodwill and brand name are absolute gray.
So you can always take a patent and put it to balance your balance sheet.
No, how will you getting patent is not easy.
No, that's what.
Yeah, getting patent is not easy. You have to get patent from the government of India. So if you have a product or a research or a something that can get you a patent, go ahead and do it. People have formula in their pharmaceutical companies, which they get patented. Gunjan has patents, it looks like, rich woman. And other long-term assets, of course, investment, security deposit, deferred tax assets. Deferred tax, it's not something that you would be really keen to know, but that's okay. So these are the other long-term assets. Then comes, so on the left side of a balance sheet is always the liabilities, on the right side is the assets. We are coming to the left side, which is the liabilities. I had shown you the balance sheet before. This is the balance sheet. We've just finished assets, now we're moving to the liabilities. We have time, right? Yeah. So liabilities, current liabilities are the ones that you have to pay off within 1 year. Absolutely. Accounts payable, creditors. Now, whenever you buy raw material from somebody, even if you're trading, when you're buying material from somebody, that becomes your creditor. Short-term loans. Businesses don't operate without loans in today's time. Expenses payable, electricity, rent, taxes, unearned revenue. Like as I said, I've paid advance to Mansi, that becomes a liability in her books. Loan is leverage, but too much loan is evil. Now, when you know how to read a balance sheet, you will always learn why it is important, how much exposure you should take on loans. It is very, very critical. Loans kill. Out of all the businesses that shut down, 60 to 70% shut down because of over-utilization of loans. Non-current liabilities are long-term loans like 5 to 10-year bank loan. And always remember, a fixed asset should never be funded from a short-term asset. You're buying a fixed asset, a long-term liability you're buying. No, sorry, when you're buying a fixed asset, it should be funded by a long-term liability. The moment you use a short-term asset like let's say a cash or a bank or something, you are squeezing your own hands. How will you operate? Where is your working capital going to come from? Yeah, do we have a question?
So anything that's 5 to 10 years is long term.
Long term. Up to 1 year is short term. Everything above 1 year becomes long term.
Well, above 1 year means you put them into your FDs or something. How do you, because short term cash only you keep getting into investments, right?
Balance, if you have surplus, normally new businesses never have surplus. If you have surplus, you should always put into FD these days. So, these are different topics where we can have full-fledged sessions. How to handle spare funds in a business. It's a full-fledged session. Now there are flexi FDs. Whatever money you have, put it into a flexi FD. No, why?
Because of inflation, that's what I've read recently.
So in business, you do not account inflation at all. You work on today. We have to make it happen today. So inflation is a secondary concept which is applicable in real life, but not when you are working on your financials. Because if you think of inflation, Gunjan, then you can't do business. Then you will want to keep so much margin from me that I will leave Gunjan as a supplier and I'll go to Deepika. I'll say, yaar, ye to. Ab tum.
Tell me one thing, your expenditure you said comes from short term only, right? And then how do you say this is short term?
So if you're buying land, if you're buying plant, if you're buying machinery, either you use your equity or you take a long-term loan for it. The moment you use the cash in bank for this, how will you pay next month's salary? Liquidity crisis, yes. So that clarity you must have. Businesses tank badly because of these decisions, badly. And the most important section of the balance sheet is equity. How much money have you as the business owner put into the business? Now, I'm an angel investor. I've invested in lots of small businesses. Some of them have given me fabulous returns. Some of them are on the verge of going down south, and somewhere I'm withdrawing my money, bhaiya paise return kar do, and it becomes a struggle to recover money from being a venture capitalist is not easy. So what happens is that equity is a very big deciding factor. How much money, let's say if Sarita has started a business, if I have to invest in a business, I will see how much money has Sarita put into her own business. If she has not put into her own business and she has taken loans, I know that her own skin is not in the business, yeah. Where will she meet my financial obligations? Equity is the most powerful for a business. It is the money invested by the shareholder, and equity is very expensive. Because as a business owner, you will want to ensure that your business does well because your own money is involved. घर का पैसा लगता है तो मेहनत होती है. It is the money invested by shareholders. Retained earning is the profit that you earn. Normally, I have typically seen up to 10 years, any startup, one, they don't reach profit stage. If they reach, they cannot withdraw it. Because you have to keep the ball rolling. You know, all the apps that you use today, Zepto or Blinkit, everybody is in cash loss. Everybody. They are all working on investors' money. Not even one is profitable.
The new ecosystem is quite different. Like there is nothing tangible there. So
I gave you Shark Tank data. 770 companies that have pitched on Shark Tank, out of them 480 are shut today. Companies have wrapped up their businesses.
But that is a normal percentage also. 80% businesses will anyways
Wrap up. But India is on a cusp where startup is a fad. Everybody wants, and
easy access of money is happening.
yeah, and the Institute of
In our time.
Chartered Accountants of India has introduced a proper chapter in CA academics as startup funding. Only for this. It's a good 20-30 page chapter only on startup. Otherwise, what is startup? For me, it's like, I will see Gunjan's business, I like business promising, I'll say, yaar, tum mere se capital le, and she'll be happy to take from me. Paisa aata hua, kisko bura lagta hai? I'll invest in a business. It's not so easy. It's not so easy. There are a lot of things that have to be contemplated. So retained earnings are the profits that businesses had, and we have to reap it back into the business. If a company has made 10 lakh profit and did not distribute 6 lakhs, that 6 becomes the retained earnings that goes under reserve and surplus retained earnings. Nomenclatures vary from CA to CA. Now, ratios. Now, from every balance sheet, we can discover ratios, and ratios are very important. And I can challenge all of you who are in business also, please go back and ask your husband, your accountant, your senior accountant, has he ever given you ratios? Answer will be no. And they will also ask, madam, क्या attend करके आयो, किसके पास attend करके आयो, time waste मत करो. But that's not how things work. Current ratio tells you, so these are actual ratios, current assets over current liabilities. It should always be, for a healthy business, it should be 2:1. Current assets should be 2 and current liabilities should be 1. Debt to equity ratio, how much debt should be there and how much shareholders equity should be there? How much should it be? Less than 1. 2:1.
What
Debt equity, yeah, current assets over current liabilities. Debt to equity. How much debt should be there, how much equity should be there? It should be less than 1 always. Typically, normally नहीं होता है. नहीं होता है. It's, I'm giving you ideal circumstances. So even if your current asset ratio is 1.5:1, it is fine. If it is 1.4, it is fine. You are breathing. You still have oxygen to breathe. If it is less than 1, you're going down south. Return on equity, the money that you've invested, कितना उस पे क्या return आ रहा है? 90% of the people don't understand this. The money that you've invested in the share market, क्या return दे रहा है वो आपको? If it is giving you 7%, bloody why take the risk? Put it into your flexi FD and earn that interest. ROI, ROE is very important to be understood, to be calculated. And now you all have the most fantastic answer giver here, ChatGPT. Just put one random question that you will get the answer. It's so easy. So what are the indicators of a very strong balance sheet? Current ratio will be high, meaning current assets. Current assets is basically your cash, bank, debtors. If that is high, you're doing well. Manageable debt. Debt should be in moderation. Growing retained earnings. So when we see balance sheets, when I have to invest in some business, not just business, when I even invest in stock market, there are apps. Go to Grow app. It will show you. It will have comments that will be given. You know, promoter is withdrawing its holding. The moment a promoter is withdrawing his holding, I exit. If promoter ही नहीं है तो मैं उस company में पैसा लगा के क्या करने को जा रही हूँ? You see how much all these aspects are so clearly defined on these apps. It's so easy if you start understanding, you start reading on that app. This? Okay. All right. So debt should be medium, moderate, reasonable, growing retained earnings. The moment you see a company every year is investing from in its reserves and surplus, that means it's doing well. It's making profits, is reinvesting that profit into business, the company's share will go up. Maybe not today, in the next 2 years, it's a good company to go with. Diversified assets. Asset class should be diversified. Now, you know, somebody has only land. That's not enough. You have to see the asset class also. Somebody has only invested huge into machinery. वो तो obsolete हो जाएगी. In 5 years, it will get redundant. Then what will happen to that company? And healthy cash reserves. The red flags, those are absolute red flags. Now you see, while you are here to do a class on balance sheet, you're also understanding how to invest in the stock market.
Healthy cash reserve. Is there any percentage that for a business this much?
It varies now from business to business.
Any percentage?
It's completely dependent on business to business. Like you are more on the service industry side, she is on trading industry side, somebody is on manufacturing industry side. It varies. And every heading that is here, we can do a full 1 hour session on each heading. There is so much to know and to give out. And this I am telling as a non-CA. मतलब CA का कोर्स तो हम कराएंगे ही नहीं आपको, उसके बाद भी इतना कुछ है that you can learn. The red flags, high receivables, low cash levels, over investments. You know, there are businesses where debtors are so high. You know, somebody is doing excellent sales. But where is the money? Where is the money? A lot of it. I did an audit for, I won't take the name, okay, some government entity in Andhra Pradesh. For 5 years, my money didn't come and I kept calling them, तुम CA का पैसा नहीं दे रहे हो, फिर तुम बाकियों को कैसे देते होगे? For 5 years, I had to write to Jagan Mohan Reddy, I'm like, what the hell is happening? Why is my payment not getting clear? You've got an audit done, you've taken my signatures. That is my long overdue debtor, high receivable, huge amount and high receivable. Over investment in fixed assets. We invest a lot in fixed assets. Somebody is very bullish, I will buy this plant, that plant, this plant. Start somewhere. Do not over invest in fixed assets. Apple is a beautiful example. Go back and do some research on Apple as a company. Most of us are holding Apple phones. They are a beautiful example. They have strong cash reserves on balance sheet, very little amount of debt and high retained earnings. And you see Apple is doing so strong for itself. They have financial flexibility, they have strategic power, and they always annually, it's widely published. Apple does its comparative analysis with Samsung every year. It treats competition with respect. Samsung में क्या हो रहा है पहले वो देख लो, अपना तो हम देख ही लेंगे. Now, what is a strong balance sheet? Healthy asset base, manageable debt, strong liquidity, consistent retained earnings, and financial flexibility. This balance sheet can survive shocks. See, there are, Trump ne tariff laga diya, business gets up and down, right? There are moments where businesses will get shocks. Is your balance sheet strong enough to handle that shock? So how is a balance sheet strong? If it has good cash reserves, debt to equity ratio should be low, current ratio should be high, retained earnings should be there, asset class should be diversified. That shows it's a strong balance sheet. Again, I'm talking of the ideal world. Businesses don't run on ideal circumstances. There will be ups and downs. A weak balance sheet, debt to equity ratio will be high. In today's world, taking loans is the easiest. Does everybody get 10 calls in a day? Please loan le lo humse. Chukayenge kaise? I really don't know. Current ratio is low. It's a very weak balance sheet. Negative retained earnings. You know what is a negative retained earning? So a business has started last year. Who said so? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that banker, you see. Yeah, negative retained earning is loss. So last year there was a loss. Let's say the loss was 10 lakhs. You're in the tax bracket of 30%. So this year if there is a profit, last year's 3 lakh rupees loss can get adjusted in this year's profit. So that loss of 3 lakh becomes your negative retained earning. What to do? Low cash position, overvalued or illiquid assets. As CAs, as I said, manipulation is our game. We will overvalue your asset. We will do things like that to balance your balance sheet. You know, balance sheets are also made, acha, aapko investor ko bhejna hai, we'll make it in a different manner. You have to send to a banker, it's in a different manner. It happens. Acha, you have to file with income tax, it will be a different balance sheet. I have an uncle who is about 500 crores. And for some odd reason, last year he got me his balance sheet. I need some advice. Balance sheet was 9 crores. हालांकि मतलब पूरा पैसा कैश में लेके काम कर लिया, जिंदगी वैसे निकाल ली है पूरी. हालांकि बेटे को क्या दोगे? ये 9 CR की बैलेंस शीट. What is left for your son to take over? Nothing. He has not left anything. Now the business is going down. When the business is going down, that son cannot even ask for a loan to sustain the business because the father never put things into books. On a 9 CR balance sheet, what do you do? And an emerging or a transitioning balance sheet is of young entrepreneurs who are building businesses, who are bullish. Every young founder and entrepreneur should understand financial lessons because businesses can't survive on just the willpower and the bullish attitude. मैं बेच लूँगा, मैं packaging कर लूँगा. Doesn't happen. You may be having, and I'll give you examples. You may be having very good product, but still it doesn't work. It doesn't. Kingfisher was the best example. When Kingfisher Airlines was gung-ho, I used to make it a point कि मेरा flight का ticket सिर्फ Kingfisher का. What service, that hot and cold towel and that luxury food and the hospitality of Kingfisher was another level. Fare was the cheapest. Air India का half fare होता था Kingfisher का. So product was good, branding was good, strategy was good. Management was too bad. They ran out of all their funds. Their debts were too high. They didn't have working capital. They couldn't pay their staff salaries. So what was the point of building such a good product? I think an Indigo was better, who's at least sustaining in the longer run, though Indigo is also having turbulent times. Right? So we move. There's the comparison, strong, weak, emerging. If you've understood even 30% of what I've spoken till now, you must take a picture, you must go back, ask for your balance sheet from your husband, company, auditor, accountant, whoever, and see where you stand. And every business reaches this stage at some point or the other where crisis survival becomes mandatory, and that is the time where knowledge comes handy. Now that we've covered this, we'll go back. Oh, I'm going further. So now these are the two sample balance sheets. So here, now tell me, if you were an investor, anybody please stand, please be engaged. If you had to give a loan to one of these companies, which one would you give and why? Okay? Anybody has any other answer? Sample 2, 2 from here, sample 3 from there, 2, 3. So I have more people voting in for 2 and I have less people voting in for 3. See, in today's world, I feel we must get into angel investments, everybody. Somebody else is running a business. Uske business mein thoda sa, see, we all are coming from entitled backgrounds where we all have luxurious amounts of money. Let the other person work na, uske business mein paisa lagao, let your money grow. Sara kaam khud thodi na karenge yaar, kitna karenge? How much will we work? So for that, this is an important illustration. What is happening, how you should decide whether you should invest in a particular business or not. Now what happens in sample 3, the ones who said sample 3, okay? Supposingly I have invested in this business and the business tanks one day. I have to recover my money. I have a legal contract. I want to recover my money. From where will I recover my money? Fixed assets will be sold. Fixed assets will be sold. How much will I get from the fixed assets? In a distressed sale, I will get 3.5 lakh rupees. Current assets I will sell, I will get. No, this is not my business. I've invested in a business. So from here I'll get 3.5, from here I'll get 1.5. This person already has loans and liabilities, 3.5 and 1.5 becomes 5. This is on the highest side that can be recovered from this business. That will go towards meeting the loans and current liabilities. Where will I recover my money from? This is a very debt heavy company. The promoter has put such less capital, such less reserve and surplus. There is no way you should invest in this business.
Loans are also high.
Very high loans. There should be a balance. If you see sample 2, capital is 4, huge reserve and surplus, profit is invested, loans is less. From the 7 plus 3, see the asset is same. Here also he will recover 5 only. Out of 5 he will pay loans and current liabilities 3. He is still left with 2 lakhs, leaving aside his own money. Normally when businesses tank, founders don't take out their money. Anyways, you have declared insolvency, bankruptcy, whatever, closure. फिर बचता क्या है? ये 5 ही तो बचेगा. इस 5 में से ये 3 गया तो मेरे को फिर भी 2 lakhs तो आएगा. यहाँ तो कुछ भी नहीं आएगा. This is what happens when you know how to read a balance sheet. This illustration is a very simple and a small balance sheet, but I wanted to teach you how you can do that.
Sometimes the company makes profit, but the cash flow is less. Like, how do you understand that?
I have created a full segment on that. Sometimes, most of the times that happens. So these days, auditors like us, we like to make balance sheets in a very fancy manner. This old way of making balance sheet is gone. We'll make it in vertical manner, horizontal manner. Oh yeah. Because our idea is to ensure that the client doesn't understand an iota of a word there. Yeah. And when you go and see a Big Four's balance sheet, an Ernst & Young or a Pricewaterhouse or a KPMG, they are even more beautiful. They look so glamorous, I tell you, and the whole criteria is कि client को कुछ नहीं समझ में आना है. Bottom line हम client को figure बताएंगे, आपका इतना profit है, इतना loan है, इतना liability है, वो हाथ जोड़ के जय श्री कृष्णा करके चला जाएगा. That's how it happens. That's our industry, I'm sorry, but yeah, if you have understood little, you should sit, बैठो आप मुझे समझाओ, I'm paying you fees, अब मुझे बताओ, ये कैसे किया आपने? And then show him this, ऐसा simple क्यों नहीं बना के दे सकते हो? इतना complicate क्यों कर रहे हो?
What to do if your husband is a CA?
Oh, I'm so sorry, you have to live with one, I'm so sorry. You shouldn't have come for this session.
Come here so that I can talk to you about something. No, you can be way better.
Can I request the core committee to give her an award? See, this is the spirit of Rising India.
Flow teaches every aspect, even relationships.
You know, today morning I got a very nice congratulatory message for my son from my teacher in school. And he wrote that, Shubhra, I used to come to your house many times and I've seen what is the role of your mother in your success, and today your son is successful because of you, in spite of you being a working woman. So I feel, Deepika, what you have done deserves standing ovation, that being a CS wife, you have taken out this afternoon to learn. मैं जाके पूछूंगी. One more CS wife, one more CS wife. ये देखो ये वो, अरे one more. So basically, घर की मुर्गी दाग बराबर, husband घर पे, oh, there's one more CA wife. Yeah. So many CA wives. Ajay, can we take these CA wives one picture at the... Yeah, girls, we'll have a quick 30-second break, please. CA wives should come, we should take a picture. Yes.
As you said, that you make it like complicated, people shouldn't understand, the wives are not able to understand.
They're not understanding, yeah. And the husband, even, so, CA wives, please, yeah. Girls, please come, please come. We deserve one picture. It's,
Use it against you. Power of no.
I'll use it for my benefit. Wow, yeah, मेरे लिए आए. घर पे सी है. How nice. Come. Madam Chairperson. See, I never wanted to do this session. It's all your mind and heart.
But you see now how many
Yeah. CA wives. Come. You also come. आ गया. Come in the front. Ajay, fast. Shubhra, come here. The others will leave and go. Come.
Just a second, please. I feel every lady is a CA of their husband.
So why India is a progressing country today is because the women of India are shining. Why our neighboring states are not progressing? Because they've kept their women at the back burner only. The moment you let a woman learn, the next generation changes of that woman. So I'm so glad the CA wives have also come. Please go back, question most of your husbands I know personally. I'll handle the stress. So we've covered this. Oh, okay, we're running out on time also. Oh, I'm going back. Types of balance sheets we've finished. And now comes the profit and loss account. As I told you, there are only 4 components in finance and accounts. It's asset, liability, income, and expenditure. So if balance sheet is a selfie, profit and loss is the movie of the whole year. Balance sheet tells you your position, and profit and loss account shows you your performance standard. It shows income, expenses. So on the right side, you'll have revenue and sales, then the cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold is basically the cost that has been incurred to produce the final product. If Rajshri is making jewelry, she is paying to the labor, that's a cost of goods sold. So it varies from business to business. But there is a cost of goods sold in every business. Then the operating expenses, which are the recurring expenses, your salaries, your rent, your taxes, your coffee person, your office boy, this, that, the huge amounts. Then interest, which is inevitable part of every business because getting loans is so easy. Taxation, wherever, the moment you earn 1 rupee, government of India is right after you. पहले हमें tax दे दो, बाद में हम बाकी देख लेंगे. Net profit is what remains after everything. But net profit is what newspapers show. When you see any, if you've seen Economic Times, IPOs come in almost daily, the IPOs that are coming in, they give you financials of listed companies. So they show net profit, but that is not reality. That is, it is reality to an extent, but business survives only on cash flow. It doesn't survive on profit at all.
So if the profit is less also, you feel the business is...
No, so again, the title of the workshop is balance. Balance everything. Everything has to be in a balance. No, if profit is also too low, then your cash flow will be even lesser. But you have to try and manage your cash flow to match your profit levels. Most businesses in India in the last 5 years are running on high profit, low cash. Slowly the overdues become bad debts. Collections is a very huge problem. Today morning, I have also requisitioned my office कि भैया इतना outstanding dues है, and I work mostly with government. अभी government of India को बोलना पड़ता है पैसे दे दो भाई, please पैसे दे दो. Audit completed in September, we are in February, there is no money. Even central? Even central? This is the sample profit and loss account. Mostly CAs will give you this in this format only. They will not do too much of jhol here. Because it is realistic. It is only the balance sheet where we tidy things up and we put filters. Mostly this will appear like this. And you must have heard of concepts like EBITDA, earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, etc., etc. We are not going there. This is only about balance sheet. I've still picked up more extra points. Now comes profit versus cash flow. Radhika, you had asked. So business has made 10 lakh sales, 8 lakh customers have not paid 8 lakh rupees, supplier को 6 lakhs pay करना है. Books में profit है because business की sales हुई हैं. Bank account is empty. What is happening to this business? Situation 2, machinery खरीदी 10 lakhs की. Cash has gotten reduced today. But in P&L, expense of depreciation will go very little. Again, profit is nice. Where is the cash? You've used your bank reserves to pay for the machinery. So these situations are the ones that tell you that your book will show profit, but you are not having cash reserves and business needs cash. I cannot tell my employee tomorrow that, okay, I will pay you salary after 3 months. Doesn't work. Expenses come on rotation every month. So these are things that have to be balanced. This is why I said fixed assets, buy with certain amount of debt funding, certain amount of your own funding, strike a balance. Do not overexpose yourself onto anything. Profit is an accounting number which we CAs give you. Cash flow is the real money movement. Profit can be manipulated. Cash flow is reality. पैसा है तो है, नहीं है तो नहीं है. Profit includes credit sales. Cash flow doesn't include credit sales. Profit includes depreciation. Cash flow doesn't recognize depreciation also. As wisely said, profit is opinion and cash is reality. Now, certain MIS tools that can help reading a balance sheet. So, basically what happens is in today's world and time, balance sheet is made if you are really grown, big, established, then maybe you will have half yearly or quarterly balance sheet, the limited reviews that happen in listed companies. But normal businesses, entities that are not listed, you will get your balance sheet P&L at the end of the year. Wo bhi your CA, your accountant will report to the CA towards the end of the deadline. वो भी उसके CA के office में एक young article will do some left, right, adding, minus, yeah. And they guys will finish and slap it on your face. No. You should have your in-house accountant. That is why the concept of internal auditor. Or if you can't afford an internal auditor, ask your accountant today to start making these. I'm moving on to the next slides. I have to rush things now. But see, these are things, if you ask your accountant to prepare for you, he will be bugged by you. Maybe you will have to change an accountant, but you will have total grip on your accounts. And you don't need to be a CA for this. Category 1, financial ratio analysis. It's the most important. Just now start taking screenshots. Tell your accountant, give me these ratios on every first of every month. I want to know what is my current ratio. I want to know what is my debt to equity ratio. I want to know, the C category there, inventory turnover, receivable turnover, asset turnover, inventory and receivable are so important. You will have huge amount of stock sitting in your warehouse and your factory. Sales nahi ho rahi hai uske corresponding, to bhaiya agle mahine mat kharido na material. Then the moment you know these ratios have come to you on your desk on first, you will know कि माल पिछले महीने का खरीदा हुआ पड़ा है, वो खराब हो रहा है, पहले मैं sales pitch मारूं, मैं उनको बेचूं. If you don't get these, we don't get to know, and I'm telling you with experience.
Can we go a little slow on this point?
Yeah.
Every month what we have to see.
Yeah, please take screenshots, send them to your accountant. मेरा नाम हटा देना नीचे से, भेज दो और उनको बोलो हमें दो आप. Please give them monthly to us. That's only how.
For a service based like a school, how do you look at, is there a standard MIS format? If you are an angel investor?
I'll give. Now, All these are MIS reports. Not everything will be applicable to everybody. Now for a Rashmi, asset turnover will not be so important because she is into the business of fashion. But debtors and receivable is important for you. It's like that. So you have to choose which are your business related. Category 2, now vertical analysis. Cash, 10%, for example, how much cash you have? If your assets is 1 lakh, if you have only 10,000 rupees, 10% of your asset is cash and inventory is 25%, your money is blocked in stock, sell karo, get aggressive on your sales. This is what these analysis will tell you. Now on the horizontal analysis, my office has written 3-year, 5-year, 10 years, that's not applicable to you. You should go for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. If you get this 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, first 2 cycles, your husband may not like your poking your nose in his business. After that, he will value you in the business. Working capital MIS, most important. At any point of time, you should have enough working capital to sustain your business. Aging reports, I have a staff in office who's only preparing aging reports for various clients. Only job is to prepare aging analysis. Aging of receivables, aging of payables. Now what is this? I will explain in detail. Please take a screenshot of, take a picture of this, send to your accounts team, whoever is running your operations and accounts. Aging means you have raised an invoice. Let's say Deepika has raised an invoice on me on a particular, today on 25th February. If that invoice I have not paid till 25th of March, she should get it in 1st April ka report from the accounts team that madam has not paid till 30 days. Now Deepika has to start calling me, let's meet up for a coffee, Shubhra. That is how a promoter builds up and recovers money. Money has to be recovered. Aging analysis is so important. Receivables aging, payables aging, I think it will come. Inventory aging is also very, very important inventory aging. If your stock is running obsolete, it will get redundant, you will have to sell it like scrap value. You should know first in, first out. There are systems of stock valuation. I am not even asking you to learn stock valuation. Don't bother. That's not your job. You tell him, give me stock aging analysis. Kaun sa stock kab kharida? For how many months is my plywood lying in my stellar warehouse? I will have a look at it and first and foremost, showroom में पहले वो पुराना वाला माल लगाओ ना जो पहले निकले. Otherwise, old stuff keeps lying at the back of the warehouse and the new stuff keeps getting sold. Cash flow statement, very important. Cash flow forecasting model, expected inflow, in my office, for me, on my CA firm, we have this, on a daily basis, I get expected inflow, expected outflow. ERP, these are various accounting systems. You really don't need to bother about this because your business will already have a set ERP. Most businesses are running on Tally in India. Some very good ERP packages are, Zoho is excellent. Any business using Zoho currently? One. You getting Zoho trained accountants? I'll connect, Trisha, please connect with her. I need urgently. So we are working on Zoho and it's fabulous software, better than Tally. Monthly balance sheet review checklist. What is your cash position? What is your debtor outstanding days? What is your inventory holding days? This category 6 is really important up till here. Point number 3. 4, 5, 6 is okay. It is on the long run. Debt, capital, it's fine. And what if analysis you have to do yourself. What will happen if the sales will drop next month by 20%? You have to decide for your business and take decisions accordingly. Category 8, equity movement status. This is for very big businesses, not required for small businesses. Red flag is very important. A good MIS, your accountant should send you. I'm not asking you to buy a Go-and software, get an MIS done. No, just take a screenshot. Tell him, मुझे हर महीने का current ratio चाहिए. एक monthly report design करो. आधी चीजें इसमें से लो. बोलो current ratio दो, मुझे receivables दो, inventory दो, cash का एक holding period दो कि इतना balance होना चाहिए. If your business has an average cash balance of let's say 10 lakhs, if the cash value is going below 8 lakhs, he should trigger you. कि ma'am, our funds are running low. Whatever, it's just an example.
But you have some sudden expenditure in 1 month. How do you say this
So when you prepare this, only then you will be able to balance, na Pratibha. So suddenly expenditures happen, and there is no corresponding revenue.
It's not a regular expenditure.
That's what, there is no corresponding revenue to match that expenditure. Business has to meet that, correct? So now that this month's report is showing that, okay, I've done this, you will balance it out in the next 3-4 months against various other expenses so that there is no equity that gets eroded to meet that expense.
What are the most important red flags you see when you're seeing the market?
Category 10, okay, I told you, Apple does its comparison with Samsung every year, and Apple is so well established. If they do it, we are so small. Why aren't we doing it? And that is the summary analysis. If you can get even 4 or 5 reports out of it every month, you are done. Please party, please enjoy your kitty parties, your shopping sprees. Have a grip on your finance. And you have accountants to do that. You don't need to do these things yourself. And if your accountant cannot do this, see, established businesses mein kya hota hai? People have reservations. They would not like your suddenly coming with some 1 hour ka knowledge, mujhe ye do, mujhe ye do. They will have reservations, but if you sound knowledgeable to them that, listen, I have learned this and I want this. I want to take control of my business, you will get it. At the end of the day, he's your employee and you're the boss. Now this is one case study. A plywood trader, 50 lakhs of annual sales, 30 lakhs in receivable, 20 in inventory, 15 in supplier liability. Is this business healthy? No, not very bad. It's trying to survive. It's trying to survive. If this trader doesn't take control of its business, doesn't take control of its liquidity, then it will become very bad. As of now, it is on survival mode. Situation is tough. Now, somebody has purchased a machinery worth 1 crore. You know, when you buy a machinery worth 1 crore, your financial accounts will still give you a very good profit because it doesn't go from P&L account. Na? Machinery is a capital asset. Machinery is, but now what happens is, would somebody like to answer what will happen now here? So what happens is when you have to buy such a huge machinery, if for your business, if 1 crore is a big amount, amounts vary, yeah? If you're on 1,000 crore turnover, 1 crore is peanuts for you, petty cash. But if your business, 1 crore is a big amount and you have to buy that machinery, be judicious. Why are you buying that machinery? Is it adding to your turnover? If it is not adding to your turnover, why the hell are you making this investment and creating a cash crunch in your business? Still, if you're going ahead with this, plan your revenue. What happens is normally any business, I come from a manufacturing background, my father has 5 industrial units. We buy machinery and for 6 to 12 months, it has not reached its optimum production capacity. It will be working at 20%, 30%, 40%, but investment you have done for 100%. So plan your purchasing in a manner that you are able to optimally utilize it. Otherwise, you are again making your business bleed. You've taken the exposure, in 3 years time, by the time you reach 100% optimum utility capacitation, by then the machinery is only getting redundant.
But how do you decide whether you have to go for a loan or you have to put your own?
You should always do a mix of the two. Always. Always. That's a sensible thing to do. If you get full funding on a machinery, and so your rest of the balance sheet has to be seen. Now this is the discussion you should sit and do with your CA. Your CA should not be approached on the last day of the filing date. This you should do. Listen, I plan to buy this. What does my book tell me? Are my reserves enough? Should I buy from my reserves? Should I take a loan against that machinery? He will start treating you with more respect and he will give you right advice because he has understood that you have understood. Kingfisher, I already told you, it's a classic example in financial talks. Apple is again a very, very classic, stable, robust company. Anytime you have time, read about Apple. They are too strong a company. Unless there is a technology failure with Apple, as a company they can't fail. Technology can of course make them fail. Mama Earth, has anybody invested in Mama Earth's IPO? Nobody. So Mama Earth recently did their IPO. Does anybody follow Mama Earth's founders? If you follow them on Instagram, so there are two companies I have invested as an angel investor before their IPO came, and Mama Earth's founders they post a daily reel, daily. Knowledgeable reels, fun reels, party reels, eating reel, dancing reel, singing reel. Made me wonder, company kaun chala raha hai? Tum to roz reel bana rahe ho. There's another very strong company, it's not listed, they're coming up with an IPO, my huge money I've invested in them. Every day that founder is making a reel, every day. And I'm like, yeah, sure, I want to withdraw my money, ye kaam kab kar raha hai? So Mama Earth is a successful company. They launched their IPO went down. It didn't give them what they expected. It was not a successful IPO, but the founders are very sharp. It's a husband-wife founder duo. They're very sharp. They sat back after the IPO. Their reels suddenly stopped. They reduced drastically. They focused on the business, and the next quarter result is showing an upward trend. I withdrew my money from Mama Earth seeing the IPO time. What happens is that if a founder understands numbers, they will see, acha, now this is objectionable. I better take control before all my investors run. That's a typical case of Mama Earth, and I feel they can still make it happen because they have taken control of the situation. Okay, now before we end the balance sheet and P&L, let's do a rapid fire. So anybody who slept through this will have to wake up. The winning team gets a prize. Pratibha, you're ready for prize, right? Yeah, chairperson always has to do it. All right, so this is one team and this is one team. Rapid fire means anybody can answer the question up front. And can I have, you will know the answers because you are almost a CA. So you take note of who's telling the right answer. Please note it down. Team A and Team B, come on. Answer has to be rapid. Nobody has to stand or wait, just answer. Stand and answer, at least we'll know where. If sales increase, will cash increase?
Yes. No. Cash inflow will not.
So your team said yes first, they said no first, so it goes to them. If sales increase, how will cash increase? Yeah, ये तो सारी मेरी टीम थी, ऐसा करते हो यार तुम. Inventory is an asset or an expense? No, inventory is an asset. I showed on the balance sheet. One more point. Inventory is not an expense, it's an asset. I showed you the balance sheet, it's an asset always. Okay girls, we go ahead, time is running short, high tea is waiting for everybody. Does depreciation reduce cash? No. We give it to them. If receivables are rising faster than sales, if receivables, debtors are rising faster than sales, is this good or risky? Risky. If receivables, to all, if receivables are rising faster than sales, it's risky. That means, Gunjan, you already have debtors in your company. You're continuously making sales. They're going on increasing, but paisa aa nahi raha hai. If receivables are rising faster than sales, see, my girls are getting smarter. Balance sheet shows performance or position. Only this side is answering. हाँ, आगे आ जाओ. And this side will not get high tea. If liabilities, okay, this side now. If liabilities exceed assets, what happens? Yes, the business is into losses. Ultimately, it will lead to. Krisha, are you noting? What's the score? Gunjan has always bribed my daughter well. No, she's in no team. If a company buys machinery with cash, what happens to total assets? Deepti gave the right answer. There's no change. Arey, it's a fraud question, yaar. See, it's afternoon time. I can assume that you guys are sleepy. If a company buys inventory on credit, what increases in the balance sheet? Anybody wants to answer? Stand and answer. If company buys inventory on credit, what increases? Too much of time you've taken. This team has, she told it right. Inventory increases and liability is also increasing. इन्वेंट्री नहीं बोला था, आप भूल गए, स्टॉक भी तो बढ़ रहा है. प्रतिभा, आप क्यों नहीं आंसर कर रहे हो? होटल टीम should organize tea for chairperson. तो अभी इतना देर से बोल रहे हो फिर. If current ratio is 0.8, what does it mean? If current ratio is 0.8, what does it mean? Now, they are right. Liquidity stress is there. Now, I will go a little biased towards that side. A lot of my... अब तुम चुप रहो, तुम कोर कमेटी वाले एकदम चुप रहो. Retained girls, है ना? वही, I know Vinita. Retained earnings come from where? She said profit, last year's profit. We give it to them. If debt increases but assets don't increase, what has happened in the company? If debts have increased and the assets have increased. But they answered instantly, yaar. तुम लोग इतना सोचते हो. You. No, so what is happening?
No, the time taken for sound to travel from here is far. But from where it's traveling much far. No, we said loss. Yeah, he said loss.
Okay, Krisha, you come and stand here. Which is, somebody has an objection.
Paper leak हो गया.
पेपर लीक हो गया?
हमारा front.
पर डॉक्टर साहब आप तो उसी टीम से हैं.
तभी तो वो बोल रही है. I'm being fair. I'm being balanced.
Yeah, a very balanced professional. Girls, last few questions. Which is more dangerous, high profit or high debt? बोल दिए. Dr. Saiba, you come here.
Did you hear that, Shubhra?
No, tell me.
I said the company cut, what was personality will change because they will get into gambling.
I like that analysis, yeah. That's nice. When does goodwill appear in a balance sheet?
When we purchase.
Now you will say we have answered, but they to just start at the finish of the question only. And what is that last tables doing? What were you people doing? I spoke everything. You have to stand up and give the answer. Look at them, they just start. Now be quiet, girls. Now this is a technical question. Think and answer. If depreciation increases, what happens to tax? You thought Sarita answered instantly. Sarita answered instantly.
You told me to shut up.
Okay, quickly give me the formula for working capital.
Working capital.
Working capital का formula तो जल्दी से. What is working capital?
No.
अच्छा, CA madam. CA madam. I'm confident. So a lot of people on this table have my office numbers. So I have a feeling they have taken the paper.
No, they're not cheap. ये मेरे दोस्त हैं सब.
We'll give it to your knowledge and intelligence.
ना. गुंजन के बिना नहीं. अच्छा ये बोली गुंजन के बिना cheating नहीं.
अच्छा एक क्वेश्चन यहाँ से ऐसे सर से हाथ घुमा के लाई हूँ. It's a very easy question. You guys have answered this thing. And here.
उसके काम को बोलते हैं.
You asked me for working capital. Working current assets minus current liabilities is working capital always. If equity increases without new investment, what happened?
वो making profit. Stock price went up. वो making profit.
Yeah, they said. Profit retained in business.
7 all.
सब
तुमने कुछ बोला ही नहीं है.
Last two, and very easy. Sales up 40%, cash down 20%. Healthy or risky? I told. इससे easy तो question ही नहीं है. Debt to equity 3:1. Conservative or aggressive? Aggressive. Again then. Last. I have few more slides.
That's why.
No, Dr. Anil is the judge. I've changed the judge.
Oh.
She and me have a setting. You are my judge now. Now last question. Profit positive, operating cash negative.
This day.
Yes, Doctor.
Dr. Anil has moved that side.
You want her to stand up and answer?
People at the back didn't hear her.
Okay, the question was, Rashi stand. Who answered here? Rashi or Shilpa? Whoever answered stand. Profit is positive, operating cash is negative in the business.
It's risky because your working capital is cash.
That means your receipt could be your receipt.
Might not come.
It could be anything that is making the cash. But cash is negative. Profit book में बढ़ रहा है. But पैसा नहीं आ रहा.
Receivables बहुत ज़्यादा है तो.
I want to ask you one thing.
So Q&A.
I want this.
I have more slides.
ठीक है.
You want to do it now? You do it now?
I want everyone to tell me this.
Come.
Yeah.
Chairperson's question to everybody.
One proposal I got.
Everybody gets a 10-gram gold coin who answers correct. It's all about money, honey.
Okay, one investor came to me, a banker, and he said, okay, 5 lakhs you pay every year, okay, on your birthday or whatever you want to pay, 5 lakhs. And for 10 years you have to pay. So, but then from 13th month, okay, you get 1,80,000 back. That is your interest. So next year you pay only 3,20,000 and you get a return of 1,77,000. I think for all the CAs, please. So, and he said, after 30 years, like for 10 years we pay, and then 30, he keeps paying till 30 years after that also. And what is the rate of interest on this? And at the end he says he'll pay you 50 lakhs again. Your maturity, return on premium at maturity 50. What is the rate of interest you are getting on this? See, it sounds quite nice to me, but then when very complicated, I want.
Yes, so Pratibha will post this on the group. All of you do the calculation and send it back. Having said that, I love this girl. She's my best friend. She's about to buy a policy. She's happily come here given out the policy details.
I'm not giving. I already got the answer, but I want everyone to know because it sounded damn good to me. I just want to know if you can also decode this.
But I got cornered in a policy.
It's not a policy. It's not a policy. Just If this policy is given to you, will you take it?
Guys, you
And
can't
what is your rate
answer.
of interest?
You cannot answer this upfront. She will have to post it on the WhatsApp group.
I will not
You will
take
have to do the calculation. It's not a mental calculation. Can you do a mental calculation?
Shubhra, please advise whether to go for that policy or not. That is one of the
Don't charge, just give this much. Just give this much. What's the answer?
She's done the calculation.
No, I don't know exact estimate, but mostly no. Since you have to consider inflation also.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So what is the rate of interest you get actually?
Rate of interest will never change bank interest के ऊपर नहीं आएगा चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए until it's got a NAV to it. It's got a NAV.
The banker has gotten up and she says, किसी और की पॉलिसी मत लो, मैं बताती हूँ कहाँ से लेना है.
Yes, that's what she said.
Guys, markets are very, very dilly-dally right now. Everything is very dilly-dally. Go safe on your investments. Take small risks because this is the time that you can earn in the market.
No, SIP is okay.
SIP is always okay.
Long term.
Always okay.
Mutual funds are not going like it's keeping months.
Because the markets are down, it will recover.
I do it through the bank.
It will recover. SIPs are always safe, always safe. So a mutual fund investor, a mutual fund merchant will tell you to do that. I don't do it. I take my own risk.
Because you are in a market, that is the reason.
See, I understand. You don't understand. If somebody
That's
doesn't
why.
understand, please go by the advice of your mutual fund merchant. And it is absolutely fine. It is the safest instrument. If you do not have a SIP running, you're doing a crime.
Okay.
You're doing a crime to your next generation. You're doing a crime to your own family.
Fine. Got our answer.
Please start your mutual fund SIPs. No investment scheme can be safer and simpler than a mutual fund. आपको कुछ करना ही नहीं है. You don't have to read any balance sheet. You just have to start an SIP. Ask the merchant banker to suggest some good products to you. Go buy his bet and go
No,
for
why
it.
should we buy? We just put it there and just watch it on our phones. Correct?
Do that, yeah, do that. I don't like to do all that. I don't like to make any UPI payments. I deal with merchant bankers. I am old school. So if you are savvy with that, you do that. Yes. Yeah.
Now that we've gone, what are we getting?
So this side, Team B is the winner. And Team B gets a beautiful dinner by the chairperson of the year. No. We don't keep things pending for too late, too long.
March 14th.
Pratibha,
Please come. You give it some special plate.
Pratibha, we don't keep things pending for so long because capital पे interest लगता है.
तो इसलिए अभी चाय
अभी चाय पिलाएंगे.
अभी खत्म आज का आज. Yes, ma'am.
On behalf of the chairperson, Vice Chair will invite you.
I was waiting for this because I love to throw parties. I was waiting कि कोई बोले तुम party तो done it. My party is also confirmed. So ladies, I have no idea how much you all have understood, but I have seen you guys laughing through the evening, afternoon. If you understood 30% of this, I am very happy. Please write back to the chairperson so that she and the next do more such sessions with varied speakers, varied topics. Next 40 years, if Flo does one session on finance every month, still it is not enough.
But I'll be in the grave by then.
You are not the chairperson for 40 years.
As a learner only.
So,
will be different.
now I started my talk by telling you that in life, money is everything. The person who has said money can't buy happiness is an absolute nutcase. I don't believe in that. But having said that, if money is everything, there needs to be a balance in everything. And that's why I told Pratibha, we'll do balance your balance sheet and your life both. Life also has life assets, life liabilities and life equity. A lot of times, the biggest compromise we as women do, I as a person, as a professional, as a mother, as a social philanthropist, I do everything under the sky. First compromise I have to do is on my gym time. अच्छा आज जिम नहीं जाती क्योंकि आज इतना काम है. So we need to understand what are our liabilities, poor health habits, chronic stress, sleep, burnout, comparison mindset. Pratibha ke paas ye hai, mere paas ye nahi hai. This will not take me anywhere. Gratitude is an asset that you can have. Family relationships, strong friendships. Please balance your life while you're balancing your balance sheet. Only then life can be successful. Do not be in the entrepreneur's trap. Every startup founder, in my house there is a startup founder I've seen that guy work for 10 continuous years, about 18 hours a day. Today he's become very, very big. Mr. Modi recognizes him, acknowledges him, calls him for lunch. He's not in India, he's an Indian. But I've seen the cost that has gone behind it. So every entrepreneur works like that. I'll enjoy life after I make it big. But that's not applicable. That's not applicable because that after is always in a question mark only. Balance has to be built during the journey. Do everything in moderation. Go for that hookah party in moderation. Go for that shopping spree in moderation. Do everything, but in moderation. When I say start talking to your accountant, in moderation. एक ही दिन जाके ये ratio चाहिए, वो अगले दिन आपके husband को resignation he will give. He will say, ma'am, ये too much of interference from the woman. So do not build wealth without losing health. You should build wealth while you are gaining health. Scale your business, do not shrink your relationships. A lot of times when we are succeeding, we start losing relationships in life. Don't do that. Every relationship is very precious and very important. And grow profits while growing peace. There is no point that you earn money and go to sleep with a hangover. There is no point. I do not believe in rave parties at all. If you are getting up with a hangover, you have not done something right the previous night. So do things in balance. Don't just balance your books, balance your life. For everything else, you have a CA like me who can be approached. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. SHUBHRAA Maheshwari, for such a fun session, explained all the financial concepts to us so simply, having fun at the same time. I'd like to invite questions from the audience, if any. I think it was pretty much an interactive session, so we don't need to answer questions in the end. May I now request personal session. Personal session. Number is there, personal session.
And I take the fee.
May I now request Vice Chairperson Gunjan Sindhi to deliver the vote of thanks.
She was jumping out of a chair to give this vote.
Thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. What a pleasant afternoon, correct? And the mantra, wealth without health or health without wealth. Both ways works for us, correct? So on that note, a namaste. And on behalf of Flow, I, Gunjan Sindhi, extend my deepest appreciation to our lovely, distinguished speaker for her exceptional and intellectually enriching session. Your profound expertise as a chartered accountant, combined with your clarity, foresight, and practical wisdom, transformed this complex financial framework into powerful insights for our members. Do you agree with me, all of you?
Do they have a choice not to agree?
No, they do, because we are very democratic, but the session was actually every bit of the word that I'm saying. And a louder applause. The depth of the knowledge that she has shared, we are all going to use. I am very sure on that. We are truly grateful for your time, generosity of spirit. Well, has she charged us? And remarkable value you brought to Flow. Thanks once again. And all of you can join me in thanking and saying a big thank you. With sincere appreciation, gratitude to SHUBHRAA Maheshwari, Pratibha for getting a wonderful session today, and of course all her advisors who have advised her too on this. I would like, sorry? Yeah, sure, we'll take a note on that. I think Pratibha can tell us who are going to take over to do more sessions like these. And a special thanks to all you members for coming and making it and for participating with all of us. It's always nice to have you. Please do come for these workshop sessions. I've been talking to some other chairs in other cities. We have this issue, but I would appreciate that we have more and more members coming for these sessions. They do enlighten you, they do change your insights and, you know, just make you a little better each day. So on that note, a special thank you to all members, Swastik Spices, our sponsor, the park and the events team, and of course the core team, which is always there to put these sessions forward. Thank you very much. And can we have a group picture?
Can we have the core committee for a picture with the speaker, followed by the EC heads, followed by the entire crowd?
Yeah. Can I, a special thank you and gratitude to Y Flow Past Chairperson Mansi Malik, who has really encouraged all of us to have her by being here. Thanks a lot. I thanked all the members already.